In this session, we are going to discuss how to complete a stock book. A stock book is a summary of our stock card. It summarizes all the transactions done in a month on one line. At the end of a period, you have a snapshot of how items were received and issued out of a store in a summarized form, and is helpful in generating reports and in helping us making orders, as we are going to see. So we look at our stock card that we fill here, and this stock card has entries for 2 months. We have entries for July, because June here was beginning opening balance, end of June was our beginning opening balance, and then we have closing balance for August. Our card we have has 2 months. We can summarize these 2 months on a stock book. Quickly, our closing balance, our opening balance for July is the closing balance for June, which is 180. So we go direct to our stock book and put 31st July 2019. Our previous physical count was 180. We go in the stock book and add up all the receipts we received in July. We received only one time and we received 2,400. There's no any other time we received. So we just add up that. Just pick that. That will be 2,400. That's what we received in the month of July. Then, what did you issue out in the month of July? We issued 50 tins, 130, 120, 50 plus 130 is 180, 180 plus 120 is 300. Is there any time we issued out? No. The next one was August. So total, we issued out 300 tins. So our total quantity issued out 300. Then we summarize the days we had no stock. We use the column for balance on hand and check is there any day when our balance was at 0. So there is no day when our balance was at 0. So we had no stock out days in July. If there was, we would take the days when we had 0 stock and count until when stock was received. So the days when we had no stock until when we received stock, those will be our stock out days. But in our case, we have no stock out days, so we put 0. I'll go and add up in the adjustments. Is there any adjustments we had? Yes, there's one time positive adjustment 1,200, and there's any other positive or negative adjustment. So our net adjustment is that positive of 1,200. And our physical count at the end of July is 3,480. We'll bring it here. 3,480 is our balance physical count at the end of July. Now we do the computation. What was the average consumption? Usually, this average monthly consumption is a computation of your consumption for the previous 3 months divided by the number of days that you had stock in those 3 months. But because we don't have any previous or history data, we have only this. So our consumption will be 300 divided the number of days in that month, which are 30. That returns 10. Returns 10. Then we multiply by 30. Because we'll be getting 10 tins per day. We multiply by 30 to convert the daily consumption to a monthly consumption. If we had a stock out, maybe we had a stock out of 10, our adjusted would be the 300 tins we divide by the days we had in stock, which will be 30 minus 10, which is 20. And that would give us 15. Then we multiply 15 by 30 and that would give us 450. That would be our adjusted consumption. However, we had days out of stock, so our adjusted consumption will be 300 divided by 30, which is 10 times 30, 10 times 30, which is 300. Okay, we have, if you had the other month when we had data, we would take the average for the 3 months. Our maximum stock is stock that we need for 4 months. For ARV, our maximum stock is up to 4 months, and essential medicines up to 5 months, and that's why it is reflected in the formula. The formula was for essential medicine, but ARV, the maximum is up to 4 months. So we take 300, we multiply by 4, and our maximum stock to have at any given time would be 1,200. Should be 1,200, and this gives us a guide on what to order. Our content order is this maximum stock minus balance on hand. So our balance on hand is 3,480. So which means we have a negative quantity to order of 2,280. So the negative means these things we can give away, because if we take off stock 2,280, we remain with 1,200, and that will be enough for our 4-month needs. So we can give this one away comfortably. And remarks, we are overstocked. So someone making this summary has to sign to authenticate or to give it validity. You cannot just to own up the work that he has done. Then on August, we go back to our stock card. We have 3,480 as our opening balance. So end of August, on 31st August, we have 3,480 as our opening balance, and total quantity we received in August, nothing was received in August, is 0. Out was our total consumption in August, we gave 100 and 150, that's 250. Our total consumption in August is 250. How many days we are stocked out in August? We go to the balance column. There's no there when we had the 0 stock. So days out of stock was 0. And net adjustment in August, we had an adjustment of negative 50 and plus 50. These two cancel each other, and we have a net adjustment of 0. And then what was our fiscal count in August? 3,230. And what is our adjusted average monthly consumption? Now we have at least data for 2 months. We can use the 2 months to calculate the average for the 2 months. 300 plus 250 is 550. And if we take 550 and divide by 16, because the 2 months have 60 days, we get a rate per day. Then convert the daily consumption rate to monthly rate, which is 275. We are using 60 days because there was 0 stock out. If we had some days we are stocked out, we would subtract those days from the 60 days and calculate for the adjusted average monthly consumption. So in that case, our adjusted is 275. Okay. And what would be our maximum stock? As I said, the ARV maximum stock is up to 4 months. So 1,100 is our maximum stock. And what is our net pool? What do we order? It is our maximum stock minus the stock we have on hand, which is 2,130 as a negative. So we can we are still overstocked even in the month of August. We need to give away these tins in order to remain with sufficient stock just for our needs. So this is our stock book. Also, one thing that we've not talked about is stock book helps us to cross-check entries in the stock card, because we're tracking the physical count. This is physical, not calculated balance. So the entries stock in minus stock out should be able to equate to that physical count. Take an example of July. You have 2,400 as your quantity received. Add on what you had as your opening balance. Add on your adjustment of 1,200. Subtract what you issued out. So the calculated balance tallies with your physical count. So it means all the transactions in July, yes, were accurate. We go to August. You start with 3,480. You didn't receive anything. You didn't have any adjustment. So you subtract that. You subtract from that your consumption of August. You get 3,230 tallies with your physical count. It means all the transactions in August were accurate. So stock book helps cross-check what you captured in your stock card, confirm you had correct computation calculations, and this helps you to avoid the unnecessary audit queries, because medicine attracts so many interested parties, and being their expensive commodities, people will have interest. Donors, government will have interest to confirm that you are accurately accounting for these commodities. And the stock book will help you do the mathematics, cross-check whether you're not missing out any entry that will give you unnecessary discrepancies. And then it will help you to establish what you need to order, so that you're not caught unaware at any given time that you've run out of stock. Thank you for listening to me, and we pray that we support facilities, maintain this important summary record at the end of each month. The computation is simple, so there shouldn't be any excuse of someone failing to summarize the entries on a stock book on a monthly basis. God bless you and thank you.